Um, it's been a while since I've posted a knuckleball video, and I've just noticed there's been another influx of how-to knuckleball videos out there, and they're not accurate. They're very vague, and you need more information to know how to throw a knuck. Um, the videos I've been seeing lately have been saying grip the ball with 4 fingers and put it on the seam, use your knuckles or use all your fingernails. And first off, the problem is they're generalizing a grip for a knuckleball, which is not something you should do. There are so many different grips for the knuckleball that it's you can't even count it. Every pitcher throws it differently. You know, Wake throws it 2 finger, has his pinky out. And Charlie Huff was a little more like that. We have Early Win was a 3 finger on the seam. Phil Necro was right in between the 2 seams like that. And second off, the problem with teaching the 4 finger grip is that it makes it so much easier for it to spin. You know, the more fingers you have on the ball, the more room you have for error. You have more fingers going out, so it's easier for you to screw up with the pinky, and then it'll start to spin off this way, and knuck's not going to flutter. It's going to get hit about 500 feet. And then look at it with a 2 finger grip, less room for error, and you have your ring finger and your thumb to stabilize the ball, so that whereas with a 4 finger grip it might roll out to one side because of the lack of stability, you can have these two right here sort of stabilize it and then just guide it out. Makes it a lot easier to kill spin. When you're throwing the knuck, you have to remember it's not a push. People always try to tell you, push out, push out. Push out with your fingers. That's not how it's thrown. The way it's thrown and the way Tim Wakefield describes it, the way Dave Clark describes it, the way every knuckleball expert out there describes it, is that you let go with your stabilizing fingers, and you follow out with your fingernail fingers. It's a difficult pitch to throw. It's a difficult thing to do consistently, and not a lot of people can do it. But that's why if you're a knuckleballer, you can always call yourself one of the top 20 or 30 of all time. There's just not a lot of people that throw it, and throw it consistently. Another thing I've been seeing is grip the seams, and I guess if you're comfortable doing it, you can do it, but it's not really that great of an idea. Most of the great knuckleballers, Huff, Necro, Wakefield, they don't grip the seams. They grip a bald spot on the ball where the leather is, because if you grip the seams, it's a lot easier for your fingernails to catch the seams, and then it'll create drag and spin it, and you don't want spin. And especially in this case, because it'll give you backspin a lot, and backspin is the worst kind of spin you can have on a knuck. If you spin it forward, spin it slightly to the side, spin it like a corkscrew, something, but not back. And then another thing that a lot of videos fail to capture about throwing it, and that most people don't really understand, is how much your legs play a role in the knuck. If you don't land on the ball of your foot, if you're landing on your toes or on your heel, that can create spin, because then your arm in relation does not do what you want it to do. So it'll come off and you might hook the ball, you might hook it this way, you might do whatever. You won't be flush behind the ball guiding it out with no spin. So it'll come out, you'll hook it, and it'll spin to this side. You don't want that. You'll be behind it and then hook it this way, spin. You don't want it. And then the other thing is toe drag. Almost every pitcher has toe drag when they throw. It's normal. But with a knuckleball, you have to have as little of that as possible, because the longer your foot's on the ground, the more or time it gives your hand to sort of do that, forward, backward with your wrist. And you got to keep a stiff wrist when you're throwing it. You got to get out and stay behind it. If you go forward, you're going to have top spin, which I guess is okay. At least it'll sink. But then if it's back here, again, backspin equals less sink, no movement, it's going to get hit. That's just sort of the stuff I'm seeing with these knuckleball videos, and it kind of makes me sick watching them. I should probably stop doing it. So just try not to follow those, and remember, experiment, because that's the only way you're going to get better with it. It's hard to coach it, it's hard to teach it. People just got to teach themselves. That's how Wake did it, that's how Necro did it, and Wilhelm and Huff and all those guys. They had a little bit of help from the other really great ones, like Hoyt Wilhelm, but they did a lot of it on their own because coaches don't know how to coach it. So keep at it, don't let it spin, and make it dance.